Yes, we are.
Oh, don't tease me, Scott.
I
don't
know. I know.
don't mess with me.
It's not cool what I've done. For some reason, my soundboard isn't running. Why?
Why?
Let me close some things that don't need to be open. Like that does not need to be open. Okay, that's good. We got that going. Oh, yeah, Photoshop. Get the H off.
Oh, yeah, that's a big old memory-eating hog piece of
Yeah,
poop.
what am I doing there?
Poop.
Let's see. All right, J.K. Grammar, I sent you a reply to your query. All right, it's time. Here we go, everybody. Join up and join in.
If you say so.
The show.
You say so, Scott.
The show begins in 3, 2, 1.
This is the morning stream, but it's not in the morning, it's at night. Tmspm.
Oh, that didn't turn down, did it? There we go. Hey, everybody,
No.
welcome to
Turn
TMS.
down for what?
Turn down for what?
Turn down for what?
Do you like turn down service at a hotel? Are you into that?
I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, the only part of it that I look forward to is the mint.
Yeah.
Right? Is
Yeah.
like the mint on pillow.
Yeah.
It's otherwise it's like you came in my room just to make the bed and fold the bed over for me to get into it. No.
Like I feel like it's just a tip scheme, don't you think? They just want more tips.
Kick the mint under the door with the tip of your shoe, and we'll call it good.
That's right. Tip of your shoe, tippy canoe. That piece of shit mint. No one needs that. Yeah, but I don't like turning down service. Just come in the morning, clean up my mess from the day before. That's fine. I'm out.
Yeah.
You know. And then when I get back, just have it be clean. I don't need the bonus help me get into bed thing.
Bonus visit. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
No, it's a tip scheme. That's what it is.
It is, and it's so unnecessary. Is there some benefit to mints, a little chocolate mint before you go to bed? Like,
No,
it doesn't help you sleep. And if you forget about it and you go and you brush your teeth, and then you're like, all right, time to, oh yeah, mint. Oh, I brushed my teeth. What am I gonna do? Do I eat it?
Yeah.
Do I have to go brush my teeth again?
Then you start justifying it because the toothpaste was also mint. And so you think to yourself, well, if I eat this chocolate, that's the same as brushing my teeth. And then who knows what happens at night? Wake up with a cavity.
No, it's
bad.
It's a service basically to expose less of the stuff that glows under a black light. Is what it is.
I hadn't thought of that. No thanks. Anyway, hey, it's good to be back, everybody. Thanks for being here with us today. We are very excited to bring you yet another episode of the Tmspm show. It happens on Fridays because you guys support us on Patreon, and so we're happy to do it. I want to give a quick shout out to listener Dan. This is not our Dan, different Dan. He was just a rando dude who ran into my wife at a random grocery store and said, "Hold on a second, are you Kim Johnson?"
Hope she wasn't hurt.
No, she's not that kind of run into. It was more like
good.
a
Okay, good. Whew.
happenstance passerby kind of moment, and he recognized her voice and said, "Hey, you're not Scott Johnson's wife, Kim, by chance?" And she says, "Yes." I go, "Oh, I love the shows and this and that and this stuff." And he was really nice to her. So shout out to Dan, the rando shopping man.
Hi, Rando Dan.
Yeah, Rando Dan. Oh, that's pretty good.
Rando Dan. Yeah.
Sounds like a Western character, doesn't it, a little bit?
Call him Dando.
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 He has his
rides into town on a big blue horse. Dando.
He might meet you in the grocery store if you're not careful. Dando.
Dando.
See, he's got his own song. We gave him a song. How nice is that of us to do?
Song. Dando, the theme song.
Yep. Anyway, that was cool. I always like to hear about locals that I've not met. We should do a meetup soon. All right, there's that. And I want to play rapid fire calls today because I forgot to play these Thursday. I meant to play them. I didn't.
All right.
So now I'm going to play them for you now. These are just random calls that I felt like were worth playing here on the show. So here's number one.
This is Jonathan calling for the morning stream from New York. Yeah, Jonathan from New York. Wait, what? What call? Oh, shit.
That's the whole call. love it.
Oh, that's
love
great.
it.
Did he call back?
No, we never got another one from Jonathan,
Oh,
so I don't
that's
know.
the best.
Or if he,
thank you, Jonathan.
If he did, it's in the pile that I still need to go through, but I don't think he did. At least not that same day.
Oh no, man! I hope everything's okay because he sounded very upset by the other call that was coming in.
Yeah, whatever that was, he was not happy about. All right, and then I got this one.
The proctologist is on the line. What? Oh.
Literally, oh shit. All right, here's a call. This is shorter, and I don't remember the context at all. So here you go.
Hey, this is Carl. I have a voicemail for the morning stream. Thanks very much. Bye.
That was it. He has a voicemail.
Well, that was very nice of him.
I mean, it was just to let me know that this is a voicemail for us, and then that's it.
What's interesting is it didn't become a voicemail until you received it. Like as he was leaving it, it was a call.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know where he is. Mamoom Boomba Cube says, "How far back was this?" This is a few days. It's not that long ago. So yeah, you guys are weird. All right, and then here's a legit one. This one's about a thing. So here you go.
This is Travis from Tulsa calling for TMS. The call now. I'm never able to call live, so I'm calling now. I have dogs, and I like to put bandanas on my animals. Do you guys like to put any accessories on your pets? Just wondering. Thank you. Love the show, though. Bye-bye.
All right, you put any...
Hold on. We have to call attention to the fact that he ended that with a bye-bye.
Yeah, no, he did like 3 different meme endings. I'm going to play it again and then listen for all these endings.
Yeah,
here you go.
Just wondering. Thank you. Love the show, though. Bye-bye.
All right, so 2, I guess. Love the show, though.
Yeah, love the show, though.
And then stuck in the bye-bye at the end, which is amazing.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great. Oh, I love it.
Well done.
Yeah, so pet accessories. Do you dress up the animals?
I have a pair of warm pajama style like things we gave them for Christmas that they wear everywhere except where they take a dump. So it's like a full body pajama thing except the big hole in the back.
So wait. I'm. Please tell me. No, don't correct me because right now I'm visualizing something that covers their whole face and their head and legs and everything, and just leaves a tiny little like a balloon knot for the butthole. Like, that's what I'm visualizing, and I don't want you to correct.
All right,
me.
I want you to keep that visual, so that's fine. I am not going to correct it. Yes. But for those
like the gimp on Pulp Fiction, basically.
Like the gimp, that's what you're picturing.
Except the zipper isn't over the mouth.
Yep. But these are basically like, I don't know, Christmassy looking fall color, whatever. And they both hate them. I mean, they walk weird. They want to like kind of funny in them and stuff, and don't really like it. But they're comfortable and warm in them, which is the whole idea. That's why we got them. So they're comfortable and warm. Yeah. So I'm all into that. But I don't think other things like that. I don't really do accessories. Do you do? What do you do?
We don't do a whole lot with ours either. We do put sometimes we put the kitten on the dog. She does not care for that very much, but and it doesn't last very long. But the cat seems to enjoy it. We do have antlers that we put on the dog at Christmas time, kind of like Opus used to wear in Bloom County.
How's she like that? Is that a fun thing to have?
She's okay. She's all right with that. She'll just kind of lay down and just look at us like, you enjoying this?
Yeah, having fun. Enjoy it while you can.
And I had the tie for an R that I still do the tie collar over here, and I need to put that on. As a matter of fact, now that we have Remus and he's big enough to wear the other one, I could actually have the two of them wearing their little tie collars so that they look like they're having a business meeting.
Oh, I love that. Like they're at the dental convention in Toronto or something.
Right, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
How you doing, Bill?
Hey,
Super
Bill.
And getting better.
I haven't seen you since last time. Let's get some drinks after. Okay, sounds good. Like that's totally that. Right. I love it.
I'll take a picture. I'll do it, and I'll take a picture.
But other than that, I don't like put stuff on their heads. Like when Rainer goes to get cleaned and gets her bum excused or whatever they call that. What do they call that? Their anal sacs.
Expressed.
Not excused. You're excused. No.
Excused.
Gets her anus excused. She when she comes back there's always a bow in her hair when she comes back. So. That's them, though.
Enunciate that a little clearer. A bow in her hair.
Yeah,
a
like bow in her
boner hair.
Oh, she has boner hair.
Boner hair.
Oops. It helps to slow down. Boner hair. She gets boner hair. A bow in her hair is what she gets. And
Just
we
got 11 show titles, all boner hair.
Yep. And she spends like the next hour doing this to her head with the back of her foot, trying to get it off. So we just take that off and huck it in the can. It's annoying. And plus, for what we're paying them, they should give me 50 bows, not just the one. Or that, you know what? For the money we're paying them, we should get a boner in her hair. Is what we should get.
Should get boner hair.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Anyway, so there you go. If anyone else out there still wants to put TMSPM questions in today at Ask TMSPM, you can still ask or say something you want to say about pets.
Time.
Yeah. If you want to get your accessory questions in there, there's still time. A bunch of you did already, so we got plenty, but if you want to respond to this whole pet accessory thing, it'd be great.
This helps so much because we don't get those nagging cricket questions.
Nope. Those darned.
I guess we're probably getting out of cricket season. I don't know what cricket season is, but
I don't either. I think it ends with September usually.
It would make sense that it would be a summer thing, just like what we have.
Well, anytime I think when the climate just cools, I don't think crickets just do well in that. They're slow and lame, and they all die. They all die.
They slow down. They go.
Yeah. Well, like a heart
March
monitor.
26th and September 26th is the English cricket season.
Whoa, March is as early as March?
Yeah, they play in March.
Oh, that's completely.
It's not too
me.
far from baseball, though. Baseball season starts around the 1st of April.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's going now then, right? We have baseball right now. It's
going now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's the playoffs now. So
okay, is
the
that how
Colorado Rockies are done.
They're already out. That was it.
They're out. Yeah,
that's too bad. Were they hopefuls this year, or was it expected they would?
Not this year. No, they've had years where they did really well, but this was not one of them. They have their like most teams, they have their good years and their bad years. And this was just not one of their good years. And kind of we knew about mid-season, it's like, all right, yeah, it's time to maybe start getting ready for the Avalanche, because we've all got hopes for the Avalanche, the hockey team.
Sure. Plus, you got a football team to watch, although they're not that great this year either.
0-4, yeah. Let's see if we can make that 0-5 this Sunday.
Yeah, that's not. We're a long way from the. Was it not
from
Dan
John
Marino?
Elway
John
days,
Elway
Peyton
days.
Manning days.
Yeah, I was thinking Dan Marino.
Joe Flacco. It's going to take him some time. It's a young team, Scott. It's a very young team. They've got some growing to do. They've got to figure out what they're doing.
Yep, they're rebuilding.
It's a young team.
Yeah,
it's a rebuilding year.
Yep.
Yes,
the Jazz is always in a rebuilding year. I'm told that's how it's always going. In fact, I'm pretty sure since Karl Malone and John Stockton left, every year I was told the reason they're bad is because it's a rebuilding year. So I'm starting to think it's an excuse, and they're running out of excuses.
It'd be cool if the marquee at the Jazz Center, whatever it is, wherever they play, said, "Welcome to our 35th rebuilding year."
I mean, it's getting
35th consecutive rebuilding year.
It's getting close. It was like 1996 or 7 that they retired, and they almost got a ring, and Jordan just happened to still be playing and whooped their arse. Yeah. It was our one chance. We had it. We would have had it. No Jordan, we had it that year. With Jordan, not so much. And the other Bulls, they played too. I don't want to give them short shrift. Scottie Pippen and whatnot, they were all right.
And the rest.
Yeah, sure. And the rest.
The other Bulls. Yeah, that's what exactly. And the rest.
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and the rest.
And the rest.
Because who else was Dennis Rodman, but he was
my God, it'd be so great if teams did that. Like, they had their star players.
Yeah.
That whole long thing that they have to do where they introduce every player at the beginning of the game. Come on, we're there to see like 5 people.
Right.
Give us those 5. And then have the rest of them come, and the rest, and just have them come marching out onto the field.
I love that.
You got to earn your place.
And here's the thing. People's yelling Rodman in the chat. No, I know Rodman played then, and I know Rodman was part of the Bulls, but here's the thing. Rodman wasn't that good. He was okay, but he wasn't a great player. What he was a freak show, so he got tons and tons of coverage, both on and off the court. So that dude was like cameras on him all the time because he was a freak nut. Because he's a wacko machine.
Yeah.
He was good at rebounding. Yes, he was a great rebound leader, dude, on their team. But so are a lot of guys. So I'm just saying, if he hadn't had wacky hair and the nut, funny tooth caps and the weird tattoos and everything else.
Oh, the everything. Yeah.
This whole get up, like his fingernails were pink half the games and stuff like that. It wouldn't have been. Nobody would have taken much notice. It would have been and the rest. Right. But because, look at me, it's like 90. It's like 97 in here. I'm getting all worked up about it because I was so pissed at that team that year. Oh, so mad. That's when I cared about sports back then. I cared. More than I do now. I kind of care about him now, but not as much. All right.
It's it's hard to care. It's easier to care when the team's doing well.
Yes, fair weather fans. What you're saying? We're better when we go fair weather.
Yeah,
I totally get that.
Fine with that.
I am fine with that too. All right, Brian. We haven't done this in a while,
sir.
So we're gonna do it now. No. Hold on. Now I lost my place.
I'm gonna do the swipe.
Here's
the swipe sound.
Do the swipe. Whoa, that was awesome. I didn't time it well, but that's fine.
No. All right.
Totally fine. It's Slappy. All right. He was good with the Pistons, but that's because he had spent all that time with the Bulls. I don't know. Whatever. Rodman's overrated. He's overrated. Okay, where are we, Brian? We got stuff to talk about.
I don't care about basketball.
No,
Come on.
Basketball's for losers. Just kidding. I kind of enjoy it once in a while, but I'm not that into it.
Oh,
it's the only team we have.
Looking for more voicemails, Scott?
It's the only team we have. It's the only only pro sport we have here in the city. So we got cool minor league stuff with baseball and hockey and stuff, but we don't have any other pro level teams except for the Jazz. So I feel like I have to do it. I have to be at least a little tiny bit into it. Or else I'm not.
Good point. I forget about that.
Yeah, it means I'm not being a good Utahn, as we call ourselves. All right, we're going to do app time here and talk about apps that we've been messing with, playing around with. I have been pretty much exclusively spending my app time in the Apple Arcade space. And that's not going to make Android people very happy because these are all exclusive to that space, at least a lot of them. Some of them will end up on Android if they aren't already. So some can be, some of these games are hardcore, like, hey, these are Apple exclusives and will always be that way. But a lot of them are multi-platform. Some are just launching here and then showing up somewhere else. That Goose game, or not Goose game, the golf game. What's it called? What the Golf or whatever.
With the golf, that looks like a blast.
Oh, it's totally fun. It's great. But that was, for example, launched on Apple Arcade, but is now, I think, this week, maybe even today, launching, or maybe it's next Tuesday, but launching on the Epic Store on PC. So there's a lot of that sort of thing. I want to talk about one in particular that appears to be an exclusive to the platform, and I kind of hope it isn't ultimately. I kind of hope it ends up on Switch because I think it'd be an excellent Switch game. Because I prefer controller with it, and I've been using a PS4 controller with it, just because I think it's better. But it's a little game nobody's talking about in regards to these new games, and that's Sneaky Sasquatch. Sneaky.
Oh, I saw the
Sasquatch.
Yeah, this came up as like the top image or top recommendation today for me.
Oh, good. Well, you may want to try it out. Here's who I think should be playing Sneaky Sasquatch. You might at first glance go, "Isn't this a lot like the duck or the goose game that came out like a week later on everything and took the internet by storm?" Not really. Visually, I guess there's some comparisons to be made. It's a simple sort of 3D graphical look, which I quite like. It's just a nice, simple, clean look. But the game is basically Animal Crossing for Bigfoot.
Oh, really?
It's hard to explain, but
interesting, because I could not figure out what the heck I do in this game watching the video that describes it. It just seems like, well, now he's driving a car. Wait, now there's a dude looking around for him. Okay, now he's opening up a thing and looking for bacon. Yeah,
it's literally, there's even, he's doing it right now in the video I'm showing in the chat room, but he literally buys things from a raccoon, which you literally do in Animal Crossing. So
literally
the animal who runs the store is another raccoon, which I think is that can't be not on purpose. I mean, they had to have done that because a lot of the rest of the game is very reminiscent to me of that. Now, the big difference here is that there's, I don't know, the themes are weird. Like it's a Sasquatch with a backpack and he's trying to sneak around and the freaking ranger won't have it. So every time the ranger shows up, you're busted and you get sent back to your camp. The other, you have to sneak around a little bit of hitman in there going on. So there's a little bit of sneaking going on, but
Wow.
eventually you get like
Yeah.
you get a people disguise, and you can walk around the people, and they don't know, they think you're just another person, which is why you've seen like the car racing, because you can go get cars and stuff, and just drive around in these racing competitions and everything else. Where it's like Animal Crossing is there's fishing, there's random stuff that you can dig up out of the ground. You get tools like a shovel.
Okay.
All that kind of thing. When you go to the campgrounds, you steal the food because you need to eat that food to live, but also at the end of the day, you sell whatever's left to this bear that's in your camp, and he buys all your excess food. And food is everything from shit you find in a garbage can to stuff you find in the cooler at the camp, that you find in some fridge in a camper. Like, it's whatever you can get, it's food. And you feed yourself when you need it, but you really it's not like there's not a really hardcore survival aspect of this game. It's pretty easy to just stay alive and be fine. But you have all the stuff you want to do during the day.
Thing, so it's stay alive. I mean, now as opposed to the video I just watched, now I know what you do in this game. I just don't know why you do it.
Yeah, it's a great question. And I'm still not 100% sure why I do any of it, except every time I get new abilities and new stuff, I can go further and further out into the real world and outside of the camp. And I don't know how far it goes, but I golfed with a dude the other day. I went and head-to-head golfed him.
With another like with a real player.
Oh, not with a player.
golf.
Sorry, with just some character in the game. But it was this basic little golf game. I raced a track with go-karts. I actually bought an old golf cart that's now the car that I ride from my camp back out to things in the day. It's weird. It's a really weird game. Very, very odd. But
And this looks like a game that you'd pay for because there's so much content in it.
oh yeah, and that's the big takeaway for me is this feels like a big full experience. There's nothing about this that's like, oh well, this is just sort of light or whatever, or this would normally have microtransactions in it, although maybe it would if in a different economic world for this developer. But because this is just a full-blown experience and part of the subscription, it's a full game. It's like everything you want to do. And even the fishing, remember in Animal Crossing the fish looked like little turds under the water? They kind of would just swim around.
Just a little shadow.
Yeah. I swear it's just lifted in this game. The fishing is exactly the same as Animal Crossing fishing. And you can sell that fish for lots of money to that bear. That bear pays top dollar for the fish. So you're motivated to get the fish. It's a really cool game, and at the end of the day, you want to go back to your cabin and go to sleep because you have to sleep at night. And if you don't go to bed, you'll be too tired or whatever. And then you got to remember to feed yourself. But feeding yourself is easy. It's not hard. You also, if it's like a bottle of ketchup, you eat the whole bottle, the glass and all, wrappers. It doesn't matter. You just kind of and eat the stuff. It's got kind of a what's that show that everyone loved that went off the air now? But it was
Adventure Time is what it kind of reminds me of. Is that it? Yeah.
Yes, that's a lot what this is like.
Yeah, I'm seeing a very, very Adventure Time-y vibe.
Yep. But why I like it, I think, is because it is hiding in plain sight as a clone of Animal Crossing, which is a game I love, a series I love. And while I wait for the next true Animal Crossing game, this has been a wonderful little diversion. So highly recommend it. Yep. Right. It's a good one. Great with a controller. Okay with touch controls. I mean, it's just fine with touch controls, but the controller works really well. And available in Apple Arcade, and hopefully I don't know if this will end up in other places. I kind of hope it does, just because I think it deserves to get played by a big swath of gamers, in my opinion.
Sure.
Sure. And there you go. I like it. Brian, what'd you have this week? What'd you bring?
I am bringing a puzzle game, also on Apple Arcade. Sorry, Android people. And this is exclusive to Apple Arcade, but again, I'm hoping this one goes more places. It's called Spec, S-P-E-K. Now, let me grab I'm going to hold up a cube here.
Okay.
A little Mario jump block here, 3D printed. Now, if I hold the cube like this, you're seeing this kind of outer edge of the cube, but you're not seeing any of these shapes in here, right? Well, or you probably are, but let's say you just see the outline of this.
Okay.
Now imagine, you remember the game Quicks?
Yeah, I do.
Imagine a little that's drawing along the outside edge of this object. So it's going, but let's say that over here is a goal I need to get to. And when you're viewing it like this, all you see is a little square where that goal is.
No.
But if it's on the outside edge, it turns into an outline of a square, and you can run over it with your
Okay.
little doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So what you have to do is rotate the cube around with your finger to make it go where you want it to go.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's like a little Quicks thing that travels around the outside edge of an object that you only see the outline of, but it's a three-dimensional object, and you're trying to collect all the little fragments that sit on the edge of this thing. And
Okay.
sometimes you have to turn things all the way around. Sometimes there are obstacles that you need to avoid. There's little flippers that bounce your doo-doo-doo-doo-doo back in the other direction.
Oh, yeah,
That
look at
in and of itself
Yeah.
is a really fun game, and it's done in a very cool, very simple graphical style that kind of reminds me of that game where you were basically designing a subway or train layout.
Oh, I loved that. That was such
yeah,
a
I did
cool
too.
game. Yeah, I don't remember what it was called though.
So-
Subway something.
But similar, yeah, exactly, but super similar in style as far as like a very, very simple display. Now, if that was the game in and of itself, I'd be happy with that, satisfied with that,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
Wait, there's more. You can flip on AR mode, and then all of a sudden, this object is in real space in front of you, and instead of you dragging around it with your finger, you're walking around it with your phone or your iPad, looking at all the edges of it, trying to get the little doo-doo-doo-doo to go around to get the thing that you want.
Oh, that's really cool. So wait, does it actually trace objects in the room, or just it's still geometry
No,
in the
it
game?
creates its own object, but now you can walk around that object and see it from all sides.
That's cool.
But you still only see the outline, so it's like a little three-dimensional thing. You don't realize, oh, that's a dinosaur shape, or oh, that's a little toy race car shape, or whatever. Because when you look at it first, you're just seeing top down. It's like a little rectangle.
This looks awesome.
It's really, really cool, and the AR aspect of this finally delivers on I think like a thing that they announced a couple of years ago at a keynote, saying, oh, we're gonna have some great AR games, and catching a Jigglypuff in the middle of a park is one thing, but this is a good way to actually integrate the game into AR. You need the AR to play that half of this game, and it's totally worth it.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw this one in there and thought, well, this is funny because my first thought was, oh, that looks like something Brian would get in like in Heartland.
It totally does. You can look at it. You can totally tell the kind of games I like. I like puzzles. I like pick them up, put them down.
Yep. And this
Play a
looks like
couple
one of
levels, be
those.
done
But
with it.
I had no idea it had an AR mode. I'm gonna have to try this out. I mean, honestly, I've yet to
Yeah.
be disappointed. Every game I've downloaded,
Yeah.
I've liked. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
how
a
sustainable
little
it is.
disappointed
But
with Frogger. I mean, Frogger was okay.
Yeah.
It was a good first game to play in Apple Arcade, because now everything I've played since then is way better. But this I'm just totally digging.
Yeah, I
Spec,
haven't-
S-P-E-K.
EK. All right, cool. Yeah, I haven't even tried the Frogger yet because it just seemed like something I wouldn't care
Don't
about.
bother.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Not really my jam.
It's pretty, but it's pretty much it.
All right. Well, Spec is impressing me. I'm watching a video right now. It looks
Mm-hmm.
very cool. Also, you know what? It strikes me if you're a fan of. This is weird because it's not a vector game, but it reminds me of vector games. Like if
Yeah,
you enjoyed Tempest or
Tempest,
Asteroids, yeah,
or whatever.
definitely got that vibe going. All right, I'm gonna try that one today.
Try it.
I'm gonna try it today, everybody. Today's the day I try it. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, weird. Did I not? Hey, chat room, did you not see any of that screen? I just realized I had them in studio mode. They may not have seen it.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, bummer.
Go look it up if you didn't see it. I feel bad now. Did you put a link in
I put
there?
a link in the. Yeah, I gave him the video. So.
Ah, shit. You guys didn't see it? Dang it.
That's
you
right. They
saw
can
it?
go watch it. I gave him the YouTube link.
Okay, some people say they saw it. I don't know. Yeah, you didn't
Well,
see it? No, they're not.
The Wraith 86 just says, "I'm fine here."
Ah.
Fine. What? I'm sorry. What was the question? Fine. I'm fine.
Dang it. You guys take my word for it. It's real cool. It's really good. Instead, they just looked at our faces that whole time. Dang it. All right. Sorry. My bad. I had it in studio
Sorry.
mode. I hit a shortcut key and I didn't mean to.
They got to see me going doodly 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 doo.
That's true. All right. So don't forget the title there is Spec with a K, and the other one is Sneaky Sasquatch. Both of them are great. All right. Now what? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, the guy, did you hear he's going to retire? Our voice guy here? This guy right here.
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
He's quitting.
Oh. Whew.
Yeah.
I was afraid you were going to play Scott Fletcher.
No, he's never quitting.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Rick Perry. Out of there, I guess. By all accounts, is about to step down as energy secretary, which I think made him the longest serving cabinet member in this otherwise high turnover administration. Breaking all the records.
You've officially mentioned Steve Perry more than the other members of Journey, than the remaining members of Journey.
I know.
Since Pineda joined the band.
I don't even think I know any other names except Steve Perry.
Well, there's Neil Schoen.
Sure. I don't know
There's
their name. This is embarrassing. I used to love Journey and I don't know their names.
Neil Schoen is the only other name I can remember because I played that Atari Journey game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ross Valerie, sure.
Sure, why not?
Greg Raleigh, okay, I believe you. Jonathan Keyboardist. I don't think that's right. I think that's wrong. I don't think his name is Jonathan Keyboardist.
No. I think that sounds like a generalization that is not his name.
And the rest. Perfect. Thank you. Well done. It gets us back to where we need to be. Hey, how about somebody ask Tmspm?
Yeah, let's do these right now. By the way, Lon Make says education secretary is still around. That's true. That Betsy DeVos chick is still around. Mm-hmm. So maybe Rick Perry was the last of the men on the team.
The original swamp.
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Now you can send your emails to Brian. Whatever.
Send them. I don't care. I'll take them.
Whatever Trump lovers.
Here's how I read your emails. Delete.
Mm-hmm. Delete. All right. Here's our first question from the Ask TMSPM hashtag. And I don't want top. I want latest. There we go. All right. Thank you, Twitter. We got this from Monica Pumpkin Face. As you know, Wicked Kitten 13. She handles all your social media stuff now for Top Podcaster.
She does.
She's great. We love her. Would you rather be able to dodge anything no matter how fast it's moving, or be able to ask any 3 questions and have them answered accurately? So.
Oh, man. So wait. For my entire life, like I have to really, really think about those 3 questions.
Yes.
I can't just say, where did I leave my keys? Like
right.
That,
right.
Yeah. Like,
Unless,
they are precisely at these coordinates. Like, oh, no.
Yeah, you just be down a wish. It's the same as, it's the old 3 wish problem. That's the problem.
Exactly. I wish I had my wishes.
I feel like I would be tempted to do the questions, but I don't know when I'd ask them. I'd be so.
I know. I would be so. Oof. Would I have to? I'm assuming that I'd be able to say, I'm using one of my questions now.
Yeah.
And then I ask my question as opposed to, Hun, what's for dinner?
Right.
Well, I'm
you have
tell
to
you very precisely and accurately that we're having fish.
So wait, that's a problem. Because if you're not super accurate, then you're just, and that means you'd have to have that thing like Simon Says on there, or else you're screwed.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay, I'm taking the Dodge thing then. I'll take the Dodge thing.
Thermos Jack says, can you ask the same 3 questions over and over again on multiple people? That's an interesting twist, right? Like you can, so if they're people-based questions, what do you really think of me?
Yeah.
And they have to answer accurately. Yeah, actually, I don't think I want that one bit.
Sidian says, asking what we were having for dinner and always getting a direct answer would clear up 90% of the arguments in my house. You know what? Why doesn't Sidian have a podcast? He should have a show.
Yeah, no kidding.
That dude makes me laugh at least twice a day. He's way too sharp for this world. You got to do a show, dude.
He is. He's a little salty though sometimes.
Oh, he's very salty, but that sells on the internet. You know, he'd probably be huge.
Yeah, it's true.
People like that salt.
Like a Mark Maron.
Oh yeah, he's still got some salt. It's coming off him. Alex says, if Florida is America's wang, what is America's ball sack? It's Texas, wouldn't it be? Or no? Mississippi?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it like that, then yeah, it kind of would be.
Let me look at a map.
So does that mean we're basically we're teabagging Mexico?
Okay, so wait. Actually, I guess technically...
the Panhandle?
Yeah, but that's Florida still, right?
Yeah.
So if that's still Florida...
But Louisiana doesn't hang down, right? Mississippi, Alabama don't hang down. Georgia doesn't hang down.
Right.
Texas kind of hangs down.
Yeah, I think it's as close as we got. I think that's it. That's your answer. Alabama. I mean, you could say Alabama is our ball sack, but they're not really. I mean, they're just sort of.
We're gonna teabag Mexico, and we're gonna make Canada pay for it.
That's right. That's $10 is all that costs. Thomas Chambers says, "Hey Scott, is there a reason you don't have a producer on your shows? Do you think you would need one? Do you think you don't need one, or just can't afford to hire one, or just can't find the right person?" Thomas Chambers, here's the reason that there's not a producer on most of the shows, or that I am the one, is because it's not so much that we couldn't figure out a way to make it work with both the money and if we could find the right person. The hard part is to find the right person. Like, that's the thing I always struggle with, maybe too much, where I don't. How do I put this? I've been very lucky in my little time doing this of picking and pulling from people who are great. Like, turns out to be great collaborators, great co-hosts, turned into great friends. Brian's the chief example among these, but like all of them. I really can't think of one where, well, I can think of a couple actually, but but you know what I mean. Like,
need me to remind you of one or two.
Like a kind of recent one. But no, he's right to laugh, by the way. But I, for the most part, I've been very lucky that way, and I think that's something I'm proud of. But at the same time, you just kind of never know until the rubber meets the road, and then you have to find out sometimes the hard way. And I am fiercely independent that way, and it drives me kind of up a wall to think about what that would be like to try to find the perfect person.
Thomas Chambers, let's answer your question with a question. What would a producer do for TMS?
Yeah, for TMS in particular, what would they do? Yeah.
Yeah, what would you want a producer to do for our show?
I mean, I guess they could do all the stuff that we take extra time to do. Like, they could gather the stories. They could, fill in all of our top content, pick music. Like in some ways,
it's not like we need an editor, right? We don't need our shows edited. What we do is put out. You get the whole thing.
Yeah, and we don't. Like, some people think we edit. The only editing that happens is the music gets edited in later for reasons, and then the top of the show read I have to just kind of sew in there. But other than that, there's no editing, so there's no work on that end of it. Some of these chat says grunt work, but that's no fun. You'd want it to be a cool thing for them to do. Like, if I had. I mean, yes, could I bring somebody in and have them sit somewhere and have their own console and all their own stuff and have them do all the video switching? Here's Brian's face. Here's Scott's face. Here's both of us.
Yeah.
Like, you could have somebody do that, but I've got such easy ways to do that now, and the focus isn't really on the live stream as much as it is quality podcast content. That's really the main focus. I just don't think I need it. I need more like an assistant to be cool, like somebody who just runs errands, but who does that for me kind of? You have to be quiet about this, but that's kind of what Kim does.
Yeah,
she takes care of all that
stuff. Is Kim the only person on earth who doesn't realize that's basically what she does for you?
I just don't want her to ever think I think of her that way, as just like a gopher,
right. Yes. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Even though she'll do gopher-y like things, she usually volunteers to do them. Like, it'll be like, oh, let's see, I got to get that check to Brian's bank. I need to do this other thing. I need to talk to so-and-so. And she'll say, well, I'll take care of that. Email me that other thing, and then I'll get the check to the bank. Like, she'll just do it. And it's a partnership in a cool way and everything. I don't want to retrain someone or go. It sounds like work, man. I want this to be this passion, cool thing, and I can do a lot of this shit on my own because, frankly, I've gotten good at it over the years. So why now? I don't know. Things would have to really explode for me to worry about that stuff. But right now, I don't. Geez, Thomas Chambers, that was a hardcore question.
Totally with you.
Yeah. I think Brian and I are a lot alike that way. I mean, it's not like we can't, like this little game news thing I'm doing in the mornings after TMS, which is just a simple video game news read. I'm using Alex, I'm literally using him, to help me with some of that story gathering and some of that stuff. So in those cases, yes, like, it depends on the show. Brian's got a lot of help happening with Top Podcaster in ways that he didn't used to.
Yes.
It's got Hammond there as a partner with what he does with soundography. So I guess it's a show by show kind of thing. And on TMS, we're just, the hose is on. Drink from it.
Exactly. And once we turn that hose off, all the water we spilled onto the driveway is getting sent to you.
Yeah. Yeah, basically that.
We don't mop any of it up.
Need someone to separate all the M&Ms. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be cool. Kim will do that. All right, we got one here from I Beat a Bloke who says, is it too early to ask about Halloween costumes? What are you all wearing, and do your pets get dressed up too?
Too early to ask about Halloween costumes.
What are you doing this year? Are you doing anything big Halloween costume wise?
Probably will. And it's funny that you asked that, because I think we're going to probably talk about that right after the show. We're hopping into the neighbor's pool for probably one last hurrah before it gets put away for the season. But we go to this woman's house. Her name is Kara, and every year she has a Halloween party, and we always try and do a group costume. And I think we redid our costumes last time. I think we redid our Gilligan's Island ones last year. But
right.
But we've done Addams Family. We've done the Wonka Kids.
Yeah, your Uncle Fester is pretty epic. It's pretty good.
it's probably the costume I am most proud of. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Colonel Mustard I'm pretty happy with too.
Yeah.
Because I did some extra shaving for that. Well, I guess I did for Fester too. I shaved all this off.
Yeah.
And,
that's true. That's true. We were not used to seeing that. That was a weird day.
No. Because you saw me at BlizzCon right after that with like my face all baby smooth.
That was really weird. It's very weird. So chat room, so they've gone on to continue to talk. They said, for example, all of the Diamond Club people use their audience. Oh, we do that all the time. The PM theme, do you guys know that that's not written by Brian and I? This right here.
Nope.
Where is it? Here, I'll just this thing. That right there is Andrew Allen.
Right.
So he made a little jazz intro when we play on regular days. This is
find him online.
That's Bo Schwartz. Oh, sorry. Say where you can find Andrew. That's a good idea. Let's pimp it.
Oh yeah, just look for Andrew Allen's music online. It is Andrew Allen. What is his? I should have this. AndrewAllenMusic.com. Yes, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's what I said. AndrewAllenMusic.com.
You did. And this song.
You'll find the coolest photo of him there. By the way, I really quickly should say that.
Oh.
Like.
Worth it then.
It looks like you're looking at a high-end clothing website.
Okay.
Serious. Have you looked at his website?
No, not in a while. I'll look at it now.
I'm giving you a link. Right now.
Okay. Give me a link.
Whoops. I put it. Why was that screen up? Here we go. I just gave it to somebody else on Discord. Here you go.
All right, I'm pulling it up. And oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, that's fancy.
It's really fancy.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, you guys go to AndrewAllenMusic.com, which currently says not secure. I don't know why that is, but boy, I'm secure in that photo of him.
He's not overconfident. Let's just put it that way.
Hubba.
He needs an SSL certificate. That's what he needs.
Yeah, that's all he needs. But anyways, so what was the point there?
You're going to play Bo Schwartz.
Oh, yeah. So that was Bo Schwartz,
Schwartz,
which you can go and find him on Twitter. He's really talented and did that thing for free. This thing right here, that's Eric Van Skyhawk doing that for free. And also the App Slappy thing, which is, of course, his. Scott Fletcher, this guy.
Oh, Internet. Is there
every time he says a thing, that's all voluntary stuff. Like, we do this. Yeah. It's just the actual, like, Showtime stuff. We got it. It's fine.
That's us.
It's
we don't need no producer for this. We don't need no stinking producer.
We don't need squirrel or moose. All right.
That's right.
The hell was I? Oh. All right. Here's the Halloween costumes. I don't know
what I did that you never play.
I don't. Oh wait, did you make one? No. What?
He did. Yes.
Who did?
Yeah.
Who did?
Peter Fisher.
Peter, where is it? I'll play it right now. We'll just play it on the show.
He sent it to us, and we were like, that's cool. Thank you for doing that.
Oh, I think did we turn it down? It may not have fit the show. I don't remember what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Send me a link in Discord, Peter, and I'll play right here for everybody to hear it. If you want. I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you.
There you go.
Anyway, costume. So you're going to do all that. I don't know yet. I think
probably
we're super into the little guy right now, and this whole thing is going to be about going to pumpkin patches and taking pictures with him and just hanging out with Van a lot. So he's definitely dressing up. Taylor is dressing up as sexy Gandalf, which is a thing, I guess. And the baby's going to be...
That doesn't seem like something she would do. Like, she doesn't seem like the type who would do the sexy version of a something costume.
Well, all it is, so I should describe it because you're right. She usually isn't, but it's Gandalf for all intents and purposes. Beard, hat, staff, the whole cloak, even very normal Gandalf, except the left leg is cut. There's like a big cut all the way up to the to the hip, so she can just kind of long, and then she'll wear like high heels, and then just like kind of stick that one leg out, and there you got your sexy Gandalf. It's super boring.
Gotcha.
But then Dylan, I can't remember what Dylan said he was going to do. But anyway, they're going Lord of the Rings theme, so the baby is going to be a hobbit. It's like a little hobbit.
Oh, cute.
So that's cool. Yes, genius slit.
She should say that she's going as Morgandalf Fairchild. Morgandalf.
Oh.
Morgandalf. No, it's not working. I can't make it work. I can't make the portmanteau work.
My pal Sonny says she thinks someone should be Monocle Lewinsky. So it
monocle?
Monocle Lewinsky. So just be like a big monocle on a head, but then a blue dress and,
with a stain on it.
I mean, maybe the stain.
Well, you gotta commit to the bit. Have we not learned?
Thomas wrote in, says, can you guys say F the Cowboys and say go Astros?
Say it.
Sure. F the Cowboys, go Astros. I don't really actually have I don't have skin in that game, so I guess I'll say it with impunity.
But Astros,
they're Houston, right? Or did they move? I don't even know.
The Astros are Houston, but the Cowboys are Dallas football.
Yeah.
They're playing different games.
Not only different games, they're in the same state, so that's also weird. We assume that your dislike of the Cowboys should carry over into the Astros. Yeah, I don't get it.
I guess he just doesn't likes one, doesn't like the other, but they're not going to play against each other, so you don't have to root for one to hate the other, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it is very odd. All right, here's one that is an interesting one. Scott says, Husky Caucasian, on DTNS, you said you may not fund your Space Rocks card game on Kickstarter due to a controversy. Can you elaborate on what controversy you're referring to? All right, so I can't explain it all here because I'm no expert on how it's going, but basically it came down to this. They had some employees that internally were talking about unionizing, basically organizing, and the management kiboshed it and fired them for even discussing it. And that's not cool. Like, if you're firing just for that, nothing to do with the rest of their job, nothing to do with anything else of what they do there, whatever it was they do, and I don't even know how much of the story we have, but they kind of buckled down and said, we're just not, no one can ever work. We're not doing unions here. And it seems to kind of go counter to the whole point of what Kickstarter is, which helps independent people do things in kind of a one-man union sort of way. So it's all very strange, but it does sound like good old, like Sidian says, good old-fashioned union busting. And whether you're pro-union, anti-union, wherever you stand on it, they've been real dicks about it, and people are like kind of sour on them right now. So I'm trying to decide what to do. I don't know. Like, Indiegogo is a possibility. The problem is that Kickstarter is, I think, in some ways, really specifically well suited to tabletop stuff, and that's kind of where they all go for this thing. And it would be weird not to, but I also don't want to support bad company stuff. So I don't know. Maybe in the next 2 weeks before I launch this thing, they'll have their poop figured out, and will announce that they're backing off of this harsh stance, and I can more in a better conscience say, well, I think I'll choose you. I don't know, because I'm part of me like I'm all over the place on unions. Like, in some ways, I think that's a really important thing for people to be able to do. It depends on the industry, I think, though. So in some industry, I think it makes sense. Others, it doesn't as much. But I also think they're being too hardcore. But on the other hand, I think a company should get to choose whether they are going to allow that or not. And then good people should just leave and go other places that do. And then just compete, right? But it's not that simple. I don't have all the answers. That's all I know right now. No. And so I'm just bouncing back and forth.
There are benefits and there are drawbacks to unions, and it's and I don't even know them all. I just know, I know some of the drawbacks, especially in Vegas, where so much of that stuff out there is unionized, and the consumers kind of get the short shrift. It took forever finally to get ride sharing out there because of the unions.
Same deal, because those guys were super shut down to the idea. And the thing with Casey Data points it out, and it's true. A bunch of the big tabletop leaders who use Kickstarter to get their projects out, they've all written letters to Kickstarter saying, please don't force us all to go somewhere else. So maybe this will have an effect, and they'll back down, because there's clearly a lot of pressure to.
Interesting.
And they're talking about, one guy alone was like $2 or $3 million worth of business on Kickstarter, and you don't want to lose people like that to other services.
For sure.
So,
yeah.
So anyway, that's what's going on. There's a ton to read about
It's
it.
just as beneficial for them as they are for him.
Right.
Yeah.
If you just go Google it, you'll get probably better info than I'm giving you. Husky Caucasian, but it's out there. It's a conflicting thing, and I struggle with it. All right. What else do we have here? Okay, how about this one? Leslie. We know Leslie. Leslie Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
She says, I've got jury duty today in downtown Los Angeles. Have either of you had to serve on a jury? Well, we know you did, because we had a whole few days talking about it, right?
We did, although, it was, I never had to actually serve on the jury. Like, I went through the whole vetting process and sat down there, and then they said, all right, well, they've settled, so you guys are all free to go. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
So I've never actually sat through a trial as a member of a jury.
I got jury duty. I've never been on jury duty except for the time I got called to be on a jury. I was about 23 years old. It was right before we moved, and I forgot about it entirely. Completely spaced
Oh,
it.
no.
Didn't avoid it. Didn't try to not go. I just forgot. Nothing ever happened. So I don't know if now they're going to call me because I'm talking about it on the show. But I've never gotten called again. And that follow-up never happened. So I don't actually know what that means, but I've never been.
Yeah, and I don't know if that means if there's some sort of penalty for not showing up for jury duty if you.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't show up.
I mean, it's illegal, right? I think it's illegal.
Yeah.
But my record's clear. There are no warrants. I know that.
It's right there. The second word, duty.
Yeah, duty. And
Duty.
I think that there's a possibility another Scott Johnson got hosed in the deal. I don't know.
Scott Peterson probably did.
But honestly, I'm 23 and I forgot. I just forgot.
Yeah.
I wasn't even married yet. I was a big dummy. I didn't know anything. Kim would have remembered.
This was before you had your assistant.
Yeah,
to remind
right.
you.
Exactly. By the way, this is what. Here's a clip for you, Leslie.
The jury will now retire.
There you go. Good luck today. We hope it went okay.
Yeah. One angry man.
Yep. One angry man. I think that's from 12 Angry Men, and he is one angry man.
Probably. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'll do one more of these.
Okay.
Eek Fink is his name. Says, do yous have... He says it like he literally wrote yous. Do yous have a favorite story about you feeding an internet troll?
Oh.
I know I do, but
favorite story, but
I'm sure I do. I can't think of anything right now. There's got to be something, right?
Feeding an internet troll. I know. I don't know if I do. I usually just kind of shrug them off and ignore them.
Oh yeah, I doxed that kid on the show that time.
Yeah.
That wasn't
feeding a troll.
No, that was. He was trolling us, but I screwed up. That was just me screwing up.
Yeah.
Although I didn't dox him, it turns out, everybody. Like the doxing everyone thinks I did, I didn't actually do because it was a fake number. He spoofed it because he was an a-hole hacker weenie and dropping the N-word for no reason but shits and giggles. So I did. I doxed a fake computer number is what I did. But anyway, outside of that, I think the biggest meat for me was. I know. I got a porny direct message on Twitter once that was from an obvious scam thing going, hey baby, looking for a good time, that whole thing. And I decided to milk that thing to see what would happen and come back with just the weirdest responses. So they'd say things hey, do you remember? I think we talked about it on here. I think we did.
I think we did, yeah.
And I may have done that with a Nigerian scammer once or something. I'll do those sometimes.
I think you and I called a company back who did that whole social security. Your social security number has been flagged.
Yeah. And that guy answered. He goes, hello, my name is Rob. I work for the national. It's like, sure you do, Rob.
I work for the Social Security Administration.
No, you don't. You're in huge of the trouble. Here, let me see if I have any new one of those. I might have a new one. Let's see here.
Okay.
Unable to transcribe this message. Okay, that's no good. How about this one? Nope. Nope. How about Midvale? Nope. How about... Yeah, I guess I don't have any more of these. Oh, here we go. Regarding issues concerning our district on... Oh, this is some town hall bullshit. Well, anyway, we should call one of those again sometime. I was going to try to find a number we could call, because that was funny that day. But yeah, I occasionally will screw with a troll, but you know, it just depends. Like, and when I say porny, I don't mean there was porn. It was just one of those fake girls who's like, "Oh, hello, you are very much like I like. You want to go for a time?" You know, it's all translated bad and everything.
Right, exactly, yes.
And so I just went all in.
Probably through 5 different languages before it finally got to you.
Yeah, and I went all in going, "Oh, yes, the perfect lady. I have never seen a more perfect lady for me." You know, like exactly the exact opposite.
Where do I sign?
Yeah, where do I sign the paper for this? And she would write back and go, "Oh, well, your excitement is very exciting. Let me say, though, I need money to get down to where you are. Is there any way?" And like they jump right to the scam. And I'd write back, go, "Oh, yes, let me gather my funds and funnel them through the system of the world to get you the money." And eventually they'd go, "All right." And they'll just like block me. But I love doing that. It's funny.
That's really funny. It kind of is, yeah.
I love wasting their time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Make them think they got somebody on the hook, and then you just waste it.
Yeah, exactly. Just you play with them for a while. You don't reel it in. You let it go, but you pull it back in a little bit, let it go back out, pull it back in a little bit. Yeah.
One final question today. This is too good to not do. Possum says, "Have either of you guys ever made your kids go fishing for you in World of Warcraft as a punishment?"
That's great.
No, but I love it.
I thought it was funny before I even got to as a punishment. Like, all right, son, here's what I want you to do. Click this, and then click it every time the little bobber makes a little noise.
Yeah. I mean,
but then even as a punishment, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like I missed out on opportunities to do that. I never did do that. I should.
Yeah, I think I still could. I could make Tristan do that until he moves out.
Yeah.
Like basically say, in addition to rent, you also need to fish for me for an hour a day.
Dude, that's a great idea because I hate fishing in any video game. Yeah. So let's do it.
And then you're gonna cook to get my cooking level up, and then go farm herbs. Go pick herbs.
My favorite thing of recent days is the kids are now that we finally said, "Guys, you got to get out," because the contract timing things come up. Like, you got to get on your own phone plan. Like, get off our phone plan. Not quite like I didn't say it like that, but it was like, you know what? Get
off our phone plan.
So instead, we found out that if you have a 5-person plan, it's a way better deal than going and finding a smaller one.
5 individuals, it totally is.
So we decided to do that, but now they're paying us. So we have this like auto pay feature enabled where it's coming right out of their accounts. I love it.
I love it. It's funny. Just last month we started doing the same thing with Tristan, and I think we're moving Kay to our family plan as well because it's cheaper to have her on there, and then we just do the 4-person plan.
Kay is her name?
Kay. It's short for Katisha.
Oh, that's right. I heard that's how I've heard the name before. She seems very nice. This person.
She is extremely nice. Yeah, she's a very, very nice person.
It always feels good when your kids hanging with somebody nice, you know?
Yeah, and especially when that person happens to be living in your house, it makes it all that much better too. Yeah.
Like if she was horrible, you'd have a problem, right? But no, she's nice.
He'd be fishing for 11 hours a day until they moved out.
There's a lot of WoW I need done now that you mention it.
Exactly. Yes.
Not just
I need
fishing.
rep. Get me rep for the Unshackled, and then move on to the gear people.
Yeah. Spend all day in Mechagon for me, or you're out.
Exactly.
Anyway, thank you for your messages. Ask TMS PM is the hashtag. You can use that anytime during the week. We do it here on Fridays, so do check that out. That's gonna do it for the show.
Yeah.
Big thanks to everybody for watching and listening. For those who support us on our Patreon, the reason we even have the 5th episode is that. So patreon.com/TMS is how that works, where it works. Consider hopping over there and checking it out. We got some reworks coming soon, so that'll be exciting. For those who are already in there, you're going to get better benefits at the levels you're at. And for those who don't, maybe it's a few enticing things. So keep your eyes open. It's funny, too. Say, like, I shouldn't forget Dave. Dave does so much stuff behind the scenes for me. Tons of stuff.
Yeah.
He fulfills the Patreon every month. Everything that gets shipped, he takes care of it all. Everything's printed through him. Everything's like sourced through him. I'd be screwed.
Yeah, and I didn't think you were making a complete list of all the people who help us out on this show, but
right. Yeah, I just if in case you're listening, Dave, I know. Trust me, I know. I'd be hosed without Dave these days. All right, that's it. Brian, do you want to regale us with a sing-song?
Damn right I do, Scott.
Great.
This one comes to us from James Wyland. He says, "Hello, nerds. Just wanted to hear a cool instrumental on TMS. Love what you guys do. I'm the guy from Brian's Tad Santa Gift and the film Sack Letter about singing cadence in the military.
Oh.
Stay cool and love the show."
Nice.
Cool. Well, thank you, James, and totally remember you, and love playing a request for you. Here is his request. It's a band called Mute, but it's spelled Muete. It might be pronounced Muete. I don't think it is, though. They're German, so it might be Mute or something like that.
Yep.
This is a cover of Flume's You and Me. This is so cool. The video is even better. Like, if you can go check out the YouTube video, it's worth seeing. But this song is great, and it goes in a direction about halfway through that you're not expecting. It's like, oh, this is worth listening to the whole thing. So do listen to the whole thing.
Nice.
And this is Mute with You and Me.
All right.
I guess I didn't do my lead in.
Yeah. And also, I don't think I heard the song name, but now I know it, and now I can hear it, and it'll be wonderful. Thank you all for being with us. Yes. We'll be back Monday. Film Sack this weekend. And I knew There Will Be Dungeons, and come Monday or Tuesday, whenever. When do you release Top Podcaster? Monday or Tuesday do you release?
So the
previous 2 weeks or whatever.
The contestant submissions.
Right.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
So the contestant submissions are coming out today. I did one earlier, and I'm staggering them so that people's podcatchers get all 3 of them, as opposed to dumping them all at once, and people only get the most recent.
Right.
Monday is when the judging and elimination shows come out, and Tuesday is when Alex's interview with the ousted contestants come out.
Oh, very nice. Well, then, you know what's ahead of you, folks. Get ready to podcatch it all, okay?
That's right. Ooh, catch them all.
Catch them all.
Catch them all.
That's right. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you Monday.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
His hair is going to get me paid and laid.
Whoa. Easy there. Easy there, buddy.
And now I'm going to be on Mindhunter.
Oh, Bill Tench. Hardly recognized you there, buddy. All right. I'm going to get into our Patreon thingamading.
Yeah, we can't really use, I don't feel like we can use boner hair for a show title.
Right. Probably right. Oh, I'm not logged in again. Hold on.
No, I know.
They kick you out. He may have cleared some stuff or something. Yeah, boner hair probably not going in there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rando Dan. I like that.
That's good.
Jonathan
Keyboardist. Turds under the water.
I mean, these top ones are already good.
Yeah.
Coverville, Foley Work, Dan the Rando Man, How to Feed Your Bigfoot.
Teabagging Mexico.
Yeah, that's good. Let's see.
Just not where they do a dump.
Yeah, and I should say
the dog, just not where they do a dump.
And I should say the thing that's with the dog things, it's like a big open like barn door back there. It's not like a little. I like your description better. I wish it was just a little pinhole. But.
Just like a little. The only opening of the entire outfit is this little hole in the back.
Butthole Express. Don't leave home without it. National genitals. What's that? Oh,
anally excused.
All right, it's going in.
Yeah.
That's funny. Grind my wow or you're out.
iPhone bill paid in Wowfish.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's alliterative.
You lit the wrong one.
Oh, my bad. What did I lit?
You lit get off our phone plan, which is good. Or did you mean to light that one?
You know what? I didn't mean to. You're right. It boomed. Oh, you know what? I need to freeze. There we go. It's freezing. It's froze now. All right. Just making sure everything else is good. A whole track. You guys are so funny. The stuff you hear us say.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, what are we going to remove?
Well, let me ask you here. Where are you leaning title wise? What do you like?
Let's take out Teabagging Mexico just because.
Yeah,
it feels
it's probably not
wrong.
Right. It's probably not right.
Thank you, Rando Dan. I think is a good title. I don't think we can do Boner Hair, or Anally Excused as a title.
No.
You could do Turds Under the Water or How to Feed Your Bigfoot.
I like How to Feed Your Bigfoot. For a title.
All right, let's do that as a title.
All right, I'm going to copy that one out and unmark it just so it's out of there. So there we go.
Cool. All right, that's a good 7
Bigfoot.
right there. If you copy now, does it just copy the?
I wish it copied everything and put it in a paragraph. That would be awesome. But that would take a bunch of programming work because you got to put in periods and where there aren't any, and like there's a lot of. So right now I just have to go.
Well. But I mean, if that all came as a paragraph and you just pasted it, then you could add the periods and it'd be a lot faster than.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Copying and pasting each one.
In fact, I wonder if I just highlight it all. It's going to have everyone's names too, but let me just see what that does.
Oh, yeah. No, it only copies the one that's highlighted.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, I guess it just shows the copy buttons.
Well, you know what? I can kind of make this work. Let me try this. It's a little bit of editing. I mean, as you can see, you see what I did on the spreadsheet right there. Look at that.
Oh no, I was on the other. Oh
yeah, see that's not.
It's not bad actually.
It's not bad because I can just kill this stuff, right? Just murder one or two of them, and it's probably just as fast. So
you did a drag across. You you selected the HTML.
I did the entirety.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're just experimenting. It's a good way to put his stuff through the paces, you know. That's how new ideas come. Is because chuckleheads like us keep adding shit to it. All right, so wow fish. JK grammar. Anally excused. Oh, that's funny. I could not think of the right word. I knew it was expressed somewhere in my head. All right, what do we do? App time. Your Twitter questions and more. Oh, that already says that. Okay. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1. Coming up on Tmspm, Boner Hair.
Thank you, Rando Dan.
Jonathan Keyboardist.
Turds Under the Water.
How do you feed your Bigfoot? Or no, how to feed your... Oh, that's not supposed to be in there. Here, I'm going to get rid of it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I said it twice. Okay, there we go. Just not where they do a dump.
iPhone bill paid and wow fish.
Anally excused.
App time.
Your Twitter questions and more on this episode of The Morning Stream PM. Okay.
Well done.
I agree.
Cool.
Wait, why isn't it record? Okay, there we go. All right, we did it. We did it. We did it. I got dinner tonight. We're gonna have jambalaya. We got people coming over. I got
ooh, yum.
A couple of pregnant people. I don't know why that matters. It doesn't. Doesn't matter.
A couple of pregnant people.
They are coming over, but I don't know. It doesn't matter that they're coming over. Oh, and I got another blood test today. I got a little bruise from it because they screwed up again. And yeah, they asked for the wrong thing last time. So this time she took 2 different tests, an A1 something something, and the other one was some other name. And then Monday I should have the labs back and I can get thee behind me, Satan, on this thing.
Finally. Oh, that'll be nice to have all that done.
It sucks. All right, well, have fun tomorrow. That's the main thing.
Thank you. Yeah, keep an eye on Twitter. We'll see if I'm sober enough to actually compose a tweet.
Yeah, I like that. You should live stream some of it or something.
Do
whatever you want. But just, watch out where the Huskies go and don't eat the yellow snow. Bye. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're done. Don't go anywhere. Real quick, I want to give one code away before I take off. One game code. How you feel about that? How you like them apples? Feel pretty good? I'm going to give one code to a lucky listener. And that code is going to be a game I own and love, Surviving Mars. It's a great little city builder where you play on Mars. It's pretty new still. Less than a year old, I think. And I'm going to give that away to one of you fine viewers. You gotta wait for this thing to open. 1 second. Okay, there we go. All right, we're doing a keyword. You need to type the word Mars in the chat room. Mars. Type Mars. If you indeed want it. If you don't want it, don't type it. But if you want it, it will pull you randomly here shortly, which won't take but a moment. Give you guys another 30 seconds or so to cram it all up in there. You know, this weekend we got D&D going on. Did you guys see that picture of Garpoon I did? Pretty proud of it. I'd put it up here if I could, but it's a pain because I'm not in the place I need to do it. Oh, actually, you know what? I can. I'm going to put that up while I'm waiting for you guys to put on your stuff, although you're probably done by now. Dun, dun, dun. Hold on, it's coming. Why is that wrong? All right. There he is. He's a handsome boy, isn't he? Yeah, he was fun to do. I really love playing him. Even though he's not typically my archetype in D&D, but man, if I don't love playing him. So I drew him, and I had fun drawing him. I think his boobs are a little weird, but it's fine. Can't always be perfect with the boobs. Anyway, all right, let's give away that code. Thank you all for playing. Let's play this for the winner. The winner is Red Lynx. Red Lynx, well done. REDLYNX, Red Lynx. Say something in the chat so that I can give you your winnings. I will paste this code over to you immediately. It won't take moments to do it. Red Lynx, you got 10 seconds to make yourself known, my good man. Red Lynx. If he doesn't do it, someone else will be up for it, so don't leave yet. Oh, there he is. Well done, Red Lynx. Check your private whispers in Twitch because therein lies Surviving Mars and your code. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.